Hello, I'm Dave Peach, and this is the Crawfordsville Peachcast, sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. See them in person or at tricountybank.net. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Crawfordsville Peachcast, I'm Dave Peach, joined by
Dave Meyer. Hi, Dave.
Dave, it's always good to talk to you.
Dave, it's a pleasure. I think we're on a roll. Just on a roll right now.
We are getting set for our 35th movie, season 2 of the Untoasted series. Today it's The Terminal with Tom Hanks playing Victor, and his last name?
Navorsky. Victor Navorsky.
Thank you.
From Crackerjack.
Crackerjack, 2004 movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones, or is it Zeta-Jones? I've already said Zeta.
I say Zeta, but I don't know if I'm correct. I could be wrong, Dave.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. Sounds good to me. I guess
if your name's Kathy Jones, that's not enough. So then you go Catherine Zeta-Jones, and you go, wait a minute. Didn't Kirk Douglas have a son? So then you add. So wouldn't she now be Catherine Zeta Douglas, Jones Douglas, maybe? I don't know, Dave.
So here we go. That is our movie coming up. We've got some other things to talk about. David, again, first, we are presented by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. And we're also sponsored by Central Indiana Rubber. Power for you, Central Indiana Rubber. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Todd.
Yeah.
We will not go into this in depth, but the Crawfordsville Peachcast was instrumental in saving AM radio.
Well, it's been written up in different periodicals from coast to coast, Dave, and we, small role, but we're happy that the Peachcast and the theme, Dave. It's been a theme, so it's not been overlooked that the Save AM radio theme has been a nice thread throughout the Peachcast.
Now, there have been, there's an effort right now, there's a bill in Congress being talked about, AM radio for everybody. And
yes,
we certainly are monitoring the progress there. But here we go, the radio industry, trying to convince automakers to keep AM radio on the dashboard, while U.S. broadcasters continue to push for legislation that would require all dashboards to feature AM/FM radios. Similar efforts are underway across the pond in Europe. How about that?
Wow. How about that? It's spreading, Dave. Save radio.
We'd love it. Thank you, all those listening in Europe.
We love you. Dave, I need to learn a little French or Spanish, and we can joust at some point.
Okay, now, I was watching television.
Okay.
And, at my wife's office, we eat lunch there every Friday. My wife and I, we eat lunch every Friday. And,
that's a good tradition.
We're eating there Friday in her office, and we're looking for something. We were not listening to the radio at that time, which is not a good thing, but it's always on in her office anyway. So I don't know why I'm talking like this, but... anyway, we were watching, we went to the, whatever it is, the app where it has all the things that you could watch.
Okay. So is there a TV guide app of sorts or the app for your cable and or TV provider?
I have no idea. No idea what it is. Okay. So anyway, we end up on Freevee, Freevee.
I am familiar. I believe it's kind of an Amazon offshoot. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Okay, I believe it. I could be. We'll get the producers fact checking, Dave, as usual.
Okay, now, so I choose the show to watch, and I choose Dallas.
Oh man, I gotta say, right away, what happens? I hear the theme song in my head. So. Okay, where do you pick? If you're going to go to Dallas, you just start right away, the pilot, or where'd you jump in?
Well, we went to season 2, episode 1. It was an episode called Reunion.
Okay.
it was a reunion, and I got to say, one thing that struck me while I was watching Dallas is it's just the superior acting.
It was that. Oh, it was that. Oh, Dave.
The reason being is, okay, the opening scene is at a pool.
Yes.
Okay. So you got Victoria Principal doing the backstroke. Okay.
Okay.
Let me just say, and JR is watching in a robe. Okay.
Perfect.
JR's in a robe. Poolside. He hadn't been working out as much as Patrick Duffy, so
no,
he's in a robe. We got Jock and we got Miss Ellie or whatever her name is. Her name Miss Ellie.
I believe so.
Okay,
Miss Ellie.
Then you got the Lucy. Lucy's there at the pool too.
Okay, you got Lucy,
and then you've got Linda Gray. She's at the pool too. So they're all there at the pool. And they're delivering these lines. And I just have to remark, how did they keep a straight face? How did they do that? Oh, they should be getting a Emmy after Emmy after Emmy delivering those lines. I mean, it's nothing more than Battle of the Network Stars with JR in a robe.
Oh, man.
I mean,
Dave.
if Howard Cosell was poolside at Battle of the Network Stars, let's hope he'd have a robe on. I mean, let's hope. Let's hope. He would not be as welcome as Tom Selleck up there getting ready for the swim.
No, and I'm trying to think. Now, I do recall Patrick Duffy. Maybe he might have made some, Battle of the Network Stars. Now, he was coming off of Manimal about this time, Dave, and so he might have been in good shape.
He was in very good
Manimal?
shape. He was very good shape. I don't remember seeing Manimal. I remember hearing about it.
I believe he had the ability to breathe underwater. Dave was the trick.
I don't. The thing about Dallas, and you mentioned the theme, and after the theme was over, it basically was. It appeared to me, at least based on the 15 minutes that I saw while I was eating lunch, it appeared to be kind of an extension of the Three's Company set.
Sure.
How do you keep people engaged in a television show? Well, let's there are superior writing, important content, characters that you can believe in, or we just sit around a pool and the people that are in robes are in robes and the people that are not in robes are not in robes. Okay.
Is everybody famous enough in here? Yes.
Okay. How many robes do we need?
JR gets the nicest one. Larry wants a 2, 3, 4 ply, something very high in thread count.
Oh, I love that. That was great. So maybe, but maybe we'll watch more. I don't know, but for 20 glorious minutes, actually, and anyway, in the reunion show, Gary came back.
Okay,
the Gary brother guy came back, and it was a different Gary than the guy that is in it.
Yeah,
now.
we grew up in an era of character switching, where we were acceptable.
What is that guy? Ted Shackelford? The
definitive
so. Gary. The definitive
Dave,
Gary.
I do remember, though, tuning into soaps during that era, and it'd be, due to illness, playing Jack today is... Be like, wait a minute.
The character of Janice will be played
blonde, but it's not Jack.
Yeah.
But, so they'd have to tell you.
True life, man, takes over at some point. You can't make it. But wow, I enjoyed it. Dallas, 1980, whatever.
A classic, very much of its time period, right?
So we go to 2004, and later on, we have the first ever out of the gate 80s superstars first song for the group tournament. It's a 21-song bracket, and Dave, you are going to fill it out, and you will be compared to the likes of Captain Adam, my wife Annette, Courtney to my left.
Okay.
And my son Matthew.
This is exciting, Dave.
Yeah, so
I don't think I've ever competed against the captain.
Well, it's not a competition, but it's a comparison. And we'll see.
It's a comparison.
We'll see. But that's coming up in segment 3 of the Crawfordsville Peach Cast, again presented by Tri-County Bank, also sponsored by Central Indiana Rubber. It is Terminal, and it is next.
Are you looking for great prices? Do you have a smartphone? Of course you do. This is Bria French. With Tri-County Bank's Merchant Discount Network, you can get discounts on food, entertainment, tools, and so much more. All you need is a smartphone and your TCB Smart Rewards checking account. Cost savings are only a click away. Terms and conditions may apply. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Crawfordsville Peach Cast, Untoasted, The Terminal, a 2004 movie. It is modern for us, David.
It is. It has a little bit of, more of the, definitely the current century. But it's funny in that I still noted a lot of things that are extinct in this program. So
You're talking about Larry King?
Well, Larry King was one, Dave. My favorite old bookstore, Borders, was prominently featured in this.
I never thought of that.
And Dave, I got to say, I mean, before we get into it, probably some of the best product placement in terms of branding and brands. Worked out pretty well, I would say, for United, definitely for Planters, right? That's kind of the Maltese Falcon of this thing. So that's an interesting little take. But anyway.
And we will talk also Burger King.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah. And the JFK airport really came off pretty well.
And it pretty much saved the Ramada Inn because you see them everywhere now.
Absolutely.
Maybe not. Maybe not. The Terminal. It is Tom Hanks and Catherine Zeta or Zeta-Jones. Also, Dan Schulman from ESPN is the heavy in this one.
Yeah, Dave, that's good. And I gotta say, Dan Schulman playing Stanley Tucci, playing a really, really mean man.
I kept waiting for a color commentator, Jay Billis, to walk out and.
Just right there, because, they're pretty dead ringer. He's got to get that some on the street, and then Stanley Tucci's feeling good about that because he's probably about 30 years older.
It's a shame that the Danny Hurley story will come out in 5 to 10 years, and neither of them will be able to play, although they could have at that point.
Yeah, they would have been a fit.
If they could go back in time, perhaps that could be the what's his name, Stephen Tucci?
Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci plays the meanest head of the JFK airport ever.
And later in the movie, when the penultimate scene, the ending scene, the scene where everything goes on, typical bad guy, he grabs the bazooka gun and starts firing. Not in the literal sense, but he tries to take over.
He tries to unload everything
because nobody's following orders. Yeah.
Yes, he had it out for our protagonist, our hero Victor.
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly what he, other than being a mean person, why I didn't understand it. But here we go. Tom Hanks playing Victor. Let me write his last name down. Victor.
Victor Navorsky.
Navorsky. Yeah.
Navorsky.
We watched this movie last night. It was recommended by Annette, my wife.
Okay.
So
I've got to give her credit because I enjoyed very much going back watching this.
We've got, why don't you go over the plot? This movie was 2 hours and 8 minutes, and I think Tom Hanks was in 2 hours and 5 minutes of it.
Yeah, no, I got to say, first of all, Tom Hanks is physically changed his body since that time. And during this time, he clearly, part of his character was kind of be a little rumpled, I would say, Eastern European kind of guy. So he doesn't, very quickly, I guess, I lost the Tom Hanks thing, but that's Tom Hanks doing this accent. That's Tom Hanks doing this thing. I very quickly was this poor Victor character, and I think that's, you don't have to be a seasoned traveler to feel anxiety in an airport situation. And then, this guy not only comes to, the plot is basically he's coming to America. That's what we know. And when he arrives at JFK Airport, his passport gets flagged and he gets pulled away. And he's basically informed that his fictional or the country that he's from, Crackerjack, which is like a Eastern Bloc Soviet small country or whatever, has fallen into some kind of civil war, and it's now no longer recognized as a country. And he no longer basically has the ability to enter the country because he was going to come in to get a visa, and he had to have the passport. The passport doesn't work because the country's not recognized, yada, yada, yada. He is stuck in the airport, and it's kind of a bureaucratic nightmare, and it's kind of this guy's keeping him there. But this sounds crazy, Dave, but it is loosely based on a real case. Did you know this, Dave?
I am following it along on Wikipedia right now as we speak. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. We should say that before we get
This
going.
is a Steven Spielberg movie, but the real case, there was a guy named Nassari who lived at Charles de Gaulle from 1988 to 2006, supposedly. So, anyway. So our hero is stuck at JFK.
So it was 2 years after the movie was made. He was still there.
He's supposedly still there. So it got to be Dave. Local feature stories is what I see. Lots of local feature stories when it hit the Paris area.
Hey, there's a movie about you.
Yeah. Can you come
and
see
then 2 years later, he gets to leave.
Okay. Oh, but you kind of the whole thing is about you've got to believe in this character and believe in his plight to stay with this movie, right? Because you don't really know why. You know that he is earnest in what he's doing, but you don't fully understand why. And it kind of you learn about him as he goes. You learn that he is, he's skilled. He learns quickly. He's obviously smart. He's empathetic. He tries to help people along the way. He has this incredible life-affirming perseverance, right? That every day, even though he knows he's not going to get out of there, he shows up, gets the form, and tries to ask the customs person to, hit him with the green stamp instead of the red.
He'll wait. I'm going to wait.
Yeah,
he's not impatient. He's gonna wait. There was another term or another word that was used in association with the Tom Hanks character, unacceptable. We had that one in there.
That's what the bad guy basically said. That's what he deemed him, unacceptable, which was mean, Dave, of course. But he kind of took it to heart as part of his kind of rallying cry, and it came to pass, as the movie went on. But the movie moved fast. I feel like a lot happened in 2 hours.
Definitely so. And as I look, I mean, we're calling it Untoasted, but it did make $219 million. It had a budget of $60 million. It had music from John Williams. So, maybe it may be pushing it as far as calling it Untoasted, but
I'll say this: in the scope of Spielberg, I think it had mixed reviews. And it wasn't a blockbuster at a time when I think the time that they worked together before this was Saving Private Ryan. So there was probably greater, box office expectations, but that clearly made a lot of money, Dave.
Yeah, it did fine. It did fine. So don't worry.
We're not, our judgment here is kind.
But it's a movie that I guess we weren't that familiar with it. Had you seen it?
Yes, I actually had at one time, not at the theater. This came out at a time of kids and busy, but I remember seeing it, I believe, on VHS. It would have been at the time, maybe possibly on DVD. But I remember seeing it and thinking, oh, it's kind of cute. But I don't think I gave it the depth that I did on this watch, because I really feel like, first of all, Spielberg has a lot of emotional depth in his movies, but he doesn't tell many, kind of heartstring touching kind of stories. Obviously E.T. huge in that way, but it was, after Close Encounters, it was still more of a sci-fi than that. And then I know later on, a few years ago, he did his personal story with the Fabelmans that came out a few years ago. But in between, not a lot of Spielberg. You got Jurassic Park, you got, now I know they did the movies The Post together and they did Catch Me If You Can, but those were more kind of whodunits and based on real stuff. So anyway, this is just, it's an interesting Spielberg movie. It's an interesting choice for Hanks. And if you had to describe it to me, I don't know if I'd gonna go watch it, but after watching it, honestly, I feel like that's a pretty good movie. And it was well told and it has a diverse cast. It has an interesting group of people that are pulled in, which is, travel is a very diverse experience. And obviously New York, JFK, one of the busiest airports in the world. But I just enjoyed it. I thought it was, maybe I didn't give it the depth at the time that it came out. Maybe that's how it kind of stayed in my head. But I thought it's a good movie. It's one of, it's a really good Spielberg, Tom Hanks movie.
Kind of going through some of the scenes. I go to the trying to sleep scene where he's putting together the chairs, yes. the whatever you those metal things. He's
trying
that you
to put together the benches in a way that you can somehow just spread out and not hit your head and not be racked.
It reminded me of Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, you're right. It did.
Kind of like nothing went right.
Absolutely looked like Jerry Lewis.
Nothing was going right, but he just kept plodding on through because he knew eventually it would work out okay.
Yeah.
Just keep going. As they say, the country song, if you're going through hell, keep on going.
Keep on going.
And there's a guy walking in the terminal in a bathrobe. Yeah, you put him there.
It's a good line.
Talking to the Dan Schulman, Stephen Stanley Tucci,
yes.
Danny Hurley character. You put him there, man.
You put him there.
Burger King, I wrote down here, have it your way, a quarter at a time.
Yeah, that's another reference that's dated. I know, those carts and those machines still exist, but I don't know if they give quarters anymore. I gotta have to go check that out. Does anyone know? Does our Crackerjack research staff know, Dave?
Well, I do know that they have those similar setups at Aldi's.
Okay, and they do give money.
They do get your quarter back when you take that card to Aldi's, and it's the price you pay for the low prices that they have at Aldi's. And we should be getting paid to say that, but we're not. But it gives you a visual.
Yes.
And then the movie kind of got into Supersize Me a little bit, but of course, wrong movie, wrong restaurant.
Indeed. Yeah. First of all, I will say there's some areas where there's a little stretchy. Okay. And my first one was, obviously he had some skilled carpentry contracting skills. We saw that. He was good with drywall. But the next thing you know, Dave, he's somehow constructing a monument out of what looked like, famous crystals of some sort. And he did it in a night. So that's when I was like, okay. But a cool scene. You got this glowing kiss between he and Catherine Zeta-Jones, which obviously it was all about. But that was a bit of a stretch for me.
You got that. Now, then, it's a shame that Alex Karras wasn't alive to play the passenger assistant liaison. Or Dick Butkus. Those, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Right.
It was just they just got some random hulky dude that looked like a jerk.
Yeah, he was. He looked like the later Dick Butkus with the short haircut character. And it was just to thwart the fact that they had recognized that Victor was now self-sufficient by returning carts and using the money for food.
And that was no more quarters. Back to the cracker condiment surprise, which was a reoccurring. I don't know if they did they just show the same cracker, mustard, ketchup? So what he did, he went to the restaurant that gives out free saltine crackers as a rule, and he took the ketchup, he took the mustard, whatever he had, and he made a little, like a 4 saltine cracker, and that's what he subsided
That's
on.
what he was eating. He would add a little mustard, little ketchup, little squall, kind of squash them together a little bit, and then one of them got knocked out of his hand. Even it was, But I will say this: there's some interesting crossover, foreshadowing kind of thing. I didn't realize this until today, which is, okay, one of the female characters that's like a side character is like she's a customs officer or something in that regard. And the actor is African-American female Zoe Saldana. And what you learn about her in the movie is that she is a Trekkie. And it just so happens, Dave, she is the person that played Lieutenant Uhura in the reimagining J.J. Abrams' version of Star Trek.
All My Life's a Circle. Shout out Harry Chapin.
Yeah, that must be.
Yeah, I liked her. She was very good. She had to wear that uniform, so pretty much everything she had to act was in her face. She didn't have any. She was sitting behind a desk in a uniform, but she did a fantastic job in it. There was the budding romance between the stewardess and Victor. That typical. It did not go the way of the Hallmark movie. Did not go. No.
And in fact, it seemed like it was definitely going to go that way. In the end, she comes back and delivers him this one day, bureaucratic get out of JFK for a day pass that she procured with the married guy that she's having an affair with, who has contacts in Washington. So it was almost like, uh-oh. And then she kind of says, like, basically, I'm a bad person, and walks away. And you're like, are we done with her? Is that it?
Pretty much, except at the end, when there's a little glance at the end. What's in the can? We will not go into what's in the can, because you might want to watch this movie, and that would be something that would really
absolutely
ruin
and it's
the surprise
worth it.
There. But
it's not like I think that's part of the appeal of this, is that it's this is, even though it takes place like on an international scale about somebody that lived in a fictional country a long way away, it feels like a very intimate little family story kind of thing of somebody wanting to do something, for their family.
You talked about things that are gone. One, smoking. You did smoking. There were some people smoking inside smoking. Yeah. I didn't know 04, we were still smoking inside.
I guess.
We mentioned Larry King.
Yeah.
Payphones.
Oh, lots of payphones. Yeah.
And the Ramada Inn.
The Ramada Inn, man.
How often do you go? When you pull into town, you're looking for the Ramada Inn, right? I mean, that's where you're going.
Okay. At the end of that, the jazz artist, I think, let me look it up. I believe
the Ramada Inn
himself, Benny Golson. Dave, Benny is still alive, still playing.
That's amazing.
So that's kind of a nice little sidebar. So anyway, that's won't say any more than that.
No.
But,
over and over, Victor saves the day, including a man looking to help his father.
Mm-hmm.
We hear a lot about Napoleon turning off the pager. We see some juggling. That's good. We see Tom Hanks and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Hanks at 48, Jones at 35. Tail of the tape. That was in 04. And they look like they fit, but again, we'll kind of let you check it out. For some reason, Dan Schulman, Stephen Tucci, Danny Hurley, they never relented. There was no give. He had it in for Victor, and that was a case to the end.
Yes, the whole time. But Victor never lost his optimism. He never lost his focus.
David, how good is the movie?
Well, it's critically, it's. I would say it's not an A, but it would be a B plus, and worth 2 hours for sure.
I got to give the acting A acting. I mean, you everybody in the movie did a fantastic job.
And it's it's one of those that you and I were talking before this. If you have a thought of should you see this movie or should not see this movie, Google and watch the trailer, because it really sets up the movie well. And if if that a trailer attracts you, you'll probably like the movie.
And again, not necessarily Untoasted as far as, I mean, it was Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg, John Williams, and all that. But
yes,
it's one of those movies that I was not like, I don't see it. Of course, I'm old and I see the world through my cable. I have cable. Hey kids, I have cable. And I don't see it on cable. But then again, I don't know. There's 80 million movies, and I guess I kind of gauge it on what's being shown on TNT, on AMC, or even Turner Classic Movies or FX or something like that. I've never seen this movie on those channels.
And that, and I wonder too, again, because some of this stuff is kind of star driven, like in the Spielberg library or in the Tom Hanks library. This is probably down for both of them. It's got to be probably in the second 10. So that in and of itself may drive some of that. But it's just one of those movies that did not get I think it was a different movie for people that are used to seeing Hanks in something or people that are used to watching Spielberg movies. It didn't fit exactly into any of those categories.
I will say my family loved it. Annette liked it. Matthew liked it. And of course, Annette recommended it. So, her winning streak is secure.
Undefeated, Dave.
Mine, on the other hand, it's like they kind of look at me and say, well, you're still winless in the movie picking out category as far as they go. But it was a good one. It was The Terminal, Untoasted, on this edition of the Crawfordsville Peachcast. Coming up next, the first ever out of the gate 80 Superstars 21 song tournament. Dave Meyer will give us his picks coming up next on the Crawfordsville Peachcast. Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you. Crawfordsville Peachcast, we are into segment 3.
Already.
Segment 3, and you know what that means. That's when it really gets good.
It's getting good, folks. This is the after hours, midday, fun, wake the kids, phone the neighbors segment.
Okay, here we go. We have the first ever out of the gate 80 Superstars song tournament. Now,
this is so exciting, Dave.
We have chosen 21 80s acts of the MTV era.
Of the MTV era, which we defined loosely as
80 to 86.
Okay, very
80
good.
to 86, maybe 87 if we need to on this particular exercise. So we are going to grade their first hit.
Okay.
I've taken liberties with some of these. 2 of them I did adjust a little bit, maybe 3, but it is their first effort. So you will grade their first effort. It's a 21 song bracket. So some have to play their way in to the Sweet 16. And here we go. Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls, versus the Eurythmics' Sweet Dreams. It's a play-in game, folks.
Play-in game. Wow, Dave. What a competitive play-in game.
I'm telling you, you will be amazed when you get through.
Man, I'm just like I thought I was going to warm up, but I'm already a little verschimmeled, but I'm going to go with my gut, and my gut is the Eurythmics, Dave.
Okay, Eurythmics. Okay. This is another play-in game. Survivor, Eye of the Tiger versus ABC's Look of Love.
Ooh, Dave, again, I remember that summer love. When the song came out, and I'm going to go with Eye of the Tiger.
Survivor survives. Thompson Twins, Hold Me Now. Versus one of my favorite from the 80s, Men at Work, Who Can It Be Now?
Oh, Dave. Okay, I was wanting to go with the Thompson Twins, but I'm going to go with the Men at Work. Okay.
Men at Work. Another play-in game, Naked Eyes, Always Something There to Remind Me. Is that Burt Bacharach?
Yes.
Okay.
Burt Bacharach.
Naked Eyes?
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about cool, this song is cool. Corey Hart, Sunglasses at Night.
Oh, yes. Canadian Corey. We're going to go with Corey and the sunglasses there over the Naked.
We've got one more play-in game. Now, this guy doesn't get a lot of love. Howard Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Things Can Only Get Better versus Spandau Ballet and True.
Oh, Dave. You know what? I am a fan of Howard Jones, especially this song. Not that song, but
Things Can Only Get Better.
No One Is to Blame.
No One Is to Blame. The lilting.
But in this case, Dave, I'm not going to go with Howard. Okay. So, boy, I don't. This is tough, Dave. I feel stunted in the level of competition, and we're still just really getting into it.
Yeah.
Okay, read back now. Who won so far?
Who won? Well, I mean, you've got your Sweet 16, Eurythmics, Whitney Houston. Well, I mean, some of these you don't know because they're playing games.
Keep going.
But we got Eurythmics, we got Whitney Houston, ABC, Duran Duran, Men at Work, Madonna, Corey Hart, Simple Minds, Tear for Fears, Billy Idol, Spandau Ballet, Cyndi Lauper, The Bangles, Wham, Huey Lewis, and Culture Club.
I don't think Spandau Ballet will win another game, but I got to take them in that match.
You're taking them. Okay. Here we go. This is Sweet 16 action. Eurythmics, and I got to make sure it is the right one because on the Eurythmics, I got a little bit, I think, Sweet Dreams. It's Sweet Dreams versus Pet Shop Boys. Or, I'm sorry, Sweet Dreams versus Whitney Houston. You Give Good Love. That was her first charted
very
hit.
First, Dave. We're talking 1986-ish?
Yeah, we'll go there. 86.
Was it 85?
Maybe 85. Maybe 85.
Boy, I can't take Whitney out in the first round, Dave. Got to go with Whitney.
You're going to go with Houston. Although I think when you look at Whitney Houston's work, the first song was kind of a little cheesy.
Really, the first album.
A little cheesy.
It was the second one where they started.
So many other songs that came out after that.
Yeah, they started to get her some really good material.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Survivor, Eye of the Tiger versus Duran Duran, Hungry Like the Wolf.
Ooh, Dave, Hungry Like the Wolf. I remember that video. I remember dancing to that song with Marchand Brown in Ron Cale's room. We're going to go with Hungry Like the Wolf.
And Duran. Okay, Men at Work. Who can it be now? Versus is it could or can? Who can it be
now?
Thank you. Who can it be now versus Madonna's Holiday?
Oh,
if we took a
Dave.
little time.
I think, and I may not be correct in this, but I believe that you introduced me to Madonna. Not
Probably.
Yeah. But I think from a music standpoint, that is my recollection. So based on that alone, Dave, we are going to go with the Material Girl.
Madonna wins out. Now it's Corey Hart, Sunglasses at Night, and this is This is one of those dream NCAA tournament matchup type things. Corey Hart, Sunglasses at Night versus Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me.
Ooh, wow, boy, yes, very much. Boy, The Breakfast Club has stood the test of time, and that song is really probably the most equally recognized piece of audio that connects it. So I'm going to go with Simple Minds.
I think everybody pretty much has gone with them. Now we go Tears for Fears. This one, you talk about a marquee matchup. Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World versus Billy Idol's White Wedding. Now, it should be noted, White Wedding only hit number 36. But I said that is the first song for Billy Idol out of the gate. I don't care what the chart says. White Wedding was something that people heard and listened to and associate with Billy Idol. His first top 10 song, Eyes Without a Face or something like that. Eyes Without a Face.
Yeah, that's just poppy stuff.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that. But yeah, White Wedding was like, whoa, that sounds different. Who's that guy? He's dangerous. He's interesting.
But let's go White Wedding versus Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
I'm going to go with Tears for Fears, Dave.
T4F. Okay, now we got Spandau Ballet's True versus Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper.
Okay, good stuff. Spandau Ballet for me, Dave, was a great song if I had to use the restroom when I was working at the
4
radio
minutes
station.
and 54 seconds.
It was solid. But in this case, Cyndi Lauper, that song was like, didn't sound like anything else, and it got in your head, and it was powerful. So Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, my choice there.
Bengals, Just Another Manic Monday, Rolling the Eyes Up. What's her name? Susan Lucci?
Susanna Hoffs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And versus Wham, Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Wow, Dave, man, you're lining these up. Wow. Okay. Boy, again, my first instincts, Dave, were to go with the Bengals, but no. Wake Me Up Before You Go. I remember that. That was fresh. It sounded like fresh Motown sounding kind of stuff. Yes, that's where we're going.
Wham. Okay, now we got Huey Lewis, his first song, Do You Believe in Love, versus the Culture Club's Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?
Ooh, another one.
Do you double?
Okay, I'm going to go with Huey.
Oh, my. That's a little upset there. I got to go.
Yeah.
We're in Elite Eight territory here. Whitney Houston, You Give Good Love versus Duran Duran, Hungry Like the Wolf.
This is tough, Dave.
I'm sniffling away, folks. I'm sorry.
I'm going with Duran Duran.
D squared. Now, the winner of the play-in game. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Madonna versus Simple Minds. The play-ins were out there. It's Madonna Holiday versus Simple Minds. Don't You Forget About Me.
This is hard, Dave, but I'm going with the song. I'm going with Don't You Forget About Me. Sorry, Madonna.
Simple Minds. Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World versus Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Again, Dave, I'm going to go with the song. My gut says stay with Cyndi and the girls. Lauper
advances. Wham, Wake Me Up Before You Go versus Huey Lewis, Do You Believe in Love?
Ooh, okay. Good. Different styles. Got to go with Wham. I feel like it's got more energy. Yes, we're going to go with Wham.
He's going Wham. Final four, Duran Duran versus Simple Minds. Hungry Like the Wolf versus Don't You Forget About Me.
Okay, this is tough. This is good. Sentimental value is Hungry, but I've got to go with Simple Minds.
Simple Minds wins there. Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun versus Wham's Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Ooh, tough. Very tough. Like them both very kind of positive, bouncy. We're going to go with Cyndi
Lauper. Okay. It comes down to movie magic. Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me, and Cyndi Lauper, WWE infused. Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Captain Lou, right, was also supposedly her manager, and she was wasn't she around for the first WrestleMania, Dave?
I do believe that is the case.
Dave, this is building her case for me. So in 2024, with this incredible tournament and this final game, I'm going with Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
One shining moment for Cyndi, and you're the first to pick Cyndi Lauper. Dave Meyer picks Cyndi Lauper, Dave Peach. My final four was Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls. I can still see Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd in Moonlighting. It was Simple Minds, Tears for Fears, and Culture Club.
Yes.
My final, Simple Minds versus Culture Club. Simple Minds won it for
That's
me.
Good. Wow, Dave. I love this tournament. This is great work, my friend.
Cyndi Lauper won a Nets bracket. She had Whitney Houston. She's a big Whitney Houston fan. She had her going all the way to the championship game.
No one's going to argue hard against Whitney.
Against Cyndi Lauper. She had Corey Hart in the final four along with Wham. Cyndi Lauper won my wife's Annette bracket. Courtney, to my left, her final four, Duran Duran, Madonna's Holiday, Billy Idol. And Wham, it was Duran versus Billy in the final, and she picked Hungry Like the Wolf as her number one. And we have Captain Adam's bracket. Yacht Rock.
I want to hear it, Dave.
Yacht Rock, Captain Adam. His final four, Duran Duran, Simple Minds, Tears for Fears, Huey Lewis. His championship, Duran Duran versus Tears for Fears. And the captain chose Duran Duran, Hungry Like the Wolf, the winner of our Out of the Gate bracket. And that was, those were, if you look at those 21 bands, that pretty much captures MTV and everything that was going on in those early to mid 80s.
You could sprinkle about maybe a half dozen others and you've covered most of it, right? I mean, there's a lot. And even, even within Prince isn't in there, but he wrote Manic Monday, right? So he's kind of in there. And then, you throw in
Prince actually I think Prince had a hit in the 70s.
Yes. Oh, that's true.
I think that was
Prince,
it. You had to. This was the 80s. You had to have your number one. You have to have your first song in the 80s. That'll be the next one. We could do
That's very good, Dave. I love the criteria for this, and I want to know what you're going to do next.
You could go a lot of different ways. We'll think about it. You could go, superstars, and Prince would be one of those. Like superstar, like Michael Jackson, Prince, Police. Their first song, you go that way.
Yes.
But I always this type of music always makes me I don't know, it always just kind of puts a smile on my face. I love the 80s, I love the 70s too, but that MTV era of the 80s was something that I'm glad I was able to experience that.
Absolutely. No, I mean, when I flip around on my YouTube TV, Dave, one of my channel favorites is not the MTV that everybody watches. It's whatever the MTV classic that still plays most of all the songs we just talked about.
There we go. And it is the Crawfordsville Peachcast, and we thank you for listening. Dave, we will talk to you soon.
Thank you, Dave. My pleasure.
We are presented by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. We're also sponsored by Central Indiana Rubber. Power for you. 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Hello.
Todd. Thanks for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast, sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Tune in Thursday for a new episode on Apple or Spotify, and please like, subscribe, and download the Crawfordsville Peachcast. This podcast was produced and edited by Up Their Media and is a presentation of Fork Broadcasting Digital. I'm Dave Peach, inviting you to join me next week.